Alright, so let's get us. What I wanted to say? Let's get back into it. Uh, fair warning, most likely gonna be shorter session than last time, and it's probably gonna be more on the preparatory side. I don't expect another uh, Slackfest combat. As the party, after difficult and challenging fight, managed to secure the armory and loot the riches and supplies within it, not only to supply and arm the chaff or your most like cannon fodder, so that it becomes less cannon foddery and actually can be useful for something instead of merely buying time by dying. But also by acquiring resources for your blacksmith, which in turn will lead to your characters acquiring very strong items. And when I say very strong, I mean above your level. Like in normal game, you would not be having those runes at the current point in time. And
We are spoiled.
and I thought about that. I decided, you know what, motherfuckers, you got. I didn't count exactly, but you jumped by a few orders of magnitude in terms of like party wealth. I don't need to give you extra loot.
Yeah, that's fair. Honestly, we only have one goal now, which is draw out those fucking noble palace guards to then get in there and kill that guy. And then it's like mission accomplished. So even if we do get cool stuff, we wouldn't be using it for very much longer. You know what I mean? Our mission's almost done.
That is fair enough. And while you were healed, yeah, some of you, the weight and stress of combat can be felt a bit. So you are heavily advised to, and one of your members already did that, to do the long rest thing.
Okay, I was like, why is my game so glitchy? I cannot long rest. Oh, because I turned off the hardware acceleration. One sec. Shrek 2 is such a goated movie, by the way.
I dare say the last good one, rather than.
I don't know about that one. Wait, the last good Shrek or the last good movie ever? Because that would be crazy.
Last good Shrek.
Okay, I was about to say you were making a very broad, sweeping
I
statement about
didn't.
all movies here.
I didn't really like the third one.
I agree. I agree. I was like, no good movies at all after Shrek 2? That is an opinion. Wow.
I could have sworn I said like last good Shrek, but it's late and I again didn't really do any nap time. So
It might have cut out because I heard the last good one, as in like all movies ever. And I was like, oh.
You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. Right. I need to put the time forward. And as you are taking well-deserved rest and your allies and assets are picking up slack in your stead, primarily in terms of securing the area, making sure you're not suddenly ambushed, and letting Lesego work. And I don't know if any of you watching or not, but if anyone observes
I do.
Lesego, he is like a Goloma possessed. Not literally, but for someone that just days before was just slave and probably destined to die ignorable death in the pits, to see him operate in a smithery to forge weapons and armor, to imbue magic and runes and power into them, it almost feels like he's someone working with divine inspiration, even though you do not really feel any like, you have some experience with that, so you don't really feel any weight or another clue indicating that there's any presence of a god.
I'd be watching Lasego and being like, wow, look at that autistic boy go. That's crazy.
His
I
death
just
in the
I just
pits
be
would've been
enjoying
wasted
watching it.
potential.
It's like I'm watching how it's made, you know what I mean? On the TV.
God, I love that show so much.
Which
I'll be
one?
sitting there like a big dog. How it's made, it's like it's an American show that goes through and shows you how like every mundane item you can imagine is made in the factory. So they'll go like through like
Oh, I
surfboards,
think-
toothpicks, kinds of cheese, any sort of mechanical thing, and they'll just show you step by step how it's made on the assembly line. So it's super great for autism.
Shut up. Sorry for
It's
interrupting.
what
Shut
I
up.
have it on DVD to watch when I'm sick. So
I think I might have seen it once or twice, and like, obviously, like with translated title.
Isn't
PSGP.
there also a guy who made like a joking version of that on YouTube?
yes, there's like an abridged quote unquote version of it. Good.
Hey, every time I tried to show you that, you said no. So you
Yeah,
have to
because I
watch
don't
the
like
movie.
it because he's narrating everything wrong.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, I hate it. Why would the whole point is that it's correct.
I like that it's a 5th level spell. It's like, I'm like, okay, it's just climbing, all that shit, and then suddenly, summon dragon? What?
I was checking something else, and there's apparently not a small list of 10th level spells for Pathfinder. And I was like curious to see like what they even offer. And there's a spell called Summon a Kaiju.
I told you I want to go kaiju stance, and then you didn't let me. It was so sad.
Because you need to witness it, and when I looked at Archives of Netis, there was literally a single kaiju creature. Meanwhile, I look at the
You're the DM.
meanwhile I look at the fucking spell, and I see like quite a few of them, which made me like, hold on, so what the fuck?
One day.
So
One
either
day
they
we're
were
gonna
not,
play a campaign when I can have kaiju stance, and then I will be all powerful. So you guys wait.
So they had to update it, because I swear to fucking no, wait, that's first edition. I need a fucking second edition. Yeah, it's like Archives of Netis is only showing one creature. Meanwhile, the spell, and this is what was tripping me up, because it's like one source tells, oh, it's only a single creature, and then the other spell says can I show it in chat? Probably not. Hold on, if I do it like that, will it work? No, of course not. Fucking hell. Yeah, there's something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Also, we've been watching Godzilla movies, Lily and I. She's been getting me into Godzilla. So I've just been feeling more and more like I want to be a kaiju.
Japanese ones, I take it.
Yeah, we were watching Shin Godzilla. And then today we're watching Godzilla -1. So.
I heard some good things about both.
It's good.
But
Shin
I
Godzilla is
am-
great. He looks like a weird dog in the beginning.
Shin Godzilla is one of my favorite movies. However, Godzilla -1, I think, is a great Godzilla movie. Like after the whole fiasco of like the MonsterVerse, where like Godzilla vs King Kong and all that shit, I don't like it. But I like Godzilla -1. I recommend it.
Okay. We'll see. I have some conflicting ideas in my head that at some point I will probably write down on Discord and like ask, and not even about the concept itself, but like the formula, because I have these two wolves fighting in me. When one is like, I want to run, like play around again with the concept of like immortal characters, but with a twist. That they are not like immortal, but there's like something added to it, so that there's a net of safety, but players can still lose their PC if they fuck up too much. But something more like longer form. But then on the other, my other wolf is like, real life do be like that. Things can change. Sometimes suddenly schedule can change. So maybe you shouldn't commit to a potentially long-term thing when it sucks if the player character has to leave, or like the player has to leave and their character, you do not know what to do with them.
I mean, I'll be honest, from my own experience, because I'm running like a 3-year-long campaign. Only 2 players in that campaign are from the beginning of that campaign. And it is still just as enjoyable for all the players involved, despite me adding more players that are new and having to get rid of some because of life reasons. So that's my take on it. Like, even though other people are joining halfway or something, I think it's still worth it. But obviously it's a lot of commitment for you as a DM as well, which is something you have to take into consideration. Also, side note, you should look up the JRPG called Lost Odyssey, which the entire concept is immortals that are like flawed. And essentially it's a mortal who suffers from like parts amnesia, parts of it, and then gets his memories back as he re-interacts with those parts of the world after like hundreds of years. Very cool concept that would be awesome to do as a D&D campaign.
Let's just say that with a twist I mentioned, let's just say the keyword memories would play a part in that as a currency.
Yeah. Because clearly remembering, 500 years or so worth of information would be way too much for a D&D character.
Yeah, that's gonna be a thing for like immortal long-lived characters. Your life might be infinite, your memory, your brain is not. And I definitely like the concept I've found like once or twice, that the longer you live, the more detached you begin from daily life, And it's kind of like in real life we are thinking, like, I have this felt like, holy shit, it's already April, and I thought it was like January. So multiply that by 100 of like someone living 5,000 years. Like a fucking year is like they don't even remember because it's a blink.
It's like the Eldar and Dark Eldar in 40k. They're like, this will just take me just a moment. Spends 1,000 years on it. Oh, those humans, they're just little, like, freaking monkeys. It's nothing to worry about. 1,000 years go by. They're fully civilized and have, like, guns. And they're like, what the fuck? It's only been 1,000 years. Just become so, like,
Yep.
disconnected from how time works.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh god, spending 1,000 years to do dishes.
Spending 1,000 years to, like, get fully hyper fixated on something. You know?
Sorry, I need to like retract my brain. Because we went into multiple tangents, which is not a bad thing, and I started this. Just need to like
Walk back in.
what I was saying. Yeah, but actually I'm gonna say like over the course of probably closer to 2 days, because even with Lesego being absolute blacksmith savant and legend in the making when it comes to blacksmithing work, managing, improving multiple items, even with all the resources at hand, still takes up a bit of a time. As he's doing that, from general bits and pieces of info that trickles down to your ears or is given through regular updates by your ever loyal butler, Igor. Don't worry, I'm pretty damn sure we won't be playing for 2 hours.
Yeah,
We're
no
probably gonna
problem.
stop earlier.
Yeah.
Igor, that for the city in general, the parts that are not either quarantined, burned down, or sunken, most of the still alive people are trying to hunker down, and weather the storm. It's kind of like a general societal collapse. And logistical lines start to break, they fall down. There are mentions of like disorder, looting, and whatnot.
Chaos in the streets. Yeah.
Yeah, some people. What is interesting is that at least some people are being obviously not the rabble, not the common folk, but there are at least a few convoys of like better off, like bourgeoisie, like lesser nobility, being let inside the fortress. As I imagine, they have like some sort of tent city, like almost like a refugee camp sort of thing inside the courtyard of the fortress, which is, again, the place is pretty damn big, so they would have a place, but that also is, well, change compared to the previous how security operated. Bultak lets you know that they tried to draw the royal guards out, and they saw them in the field, but when you were dealing with the armory, they, like your allies, so the Crestbreakers, your Karate Kids, I mean the Johnny guy,
Yep.
they're mostly like doing like a holding action, so they were not entirely committing. And at least in Bulldog's view, the best way to draw them out, or rather to force them to be, well, as Royal Guards, they would be like sticking to High Priest as long as possible. But if another security measure is disabled and they have to pick up the slack, and then every other attack vector gets activated, so you know, scaling the walls, breaching them with your gunpowder, that would most likely, that has the, in his view, has the best chance of actually forcing them to take the field and not like stick around next to the High Priest, which obviously it also bears mentioning that more than likely the High Priest A will still have someone near him. It's not likely someone like him would be just waltzing alone.
True.
And on the other, and this is what Igor mostly mentions, as someone, as a, he was a before the betrayal and deal being broken, he was a priest, the occultist, much the main cultist of like serving the deep one. Some of that power was stolen, so expect that he will have spells at his disposal, and he will be far from defenseless old man.
We'll beat his ass anyway.
He better not be defenseless. It will be not fun otherwise.
It would be boring. Yeah. Not satisfying to kill.
Also, I know we're not full HP. I don't know if I should do another treat wounds on people or not.
You have enough
it's not full.
downtime that I'm gonna assume that you would have
I
so
fully
much
kill everyone, yeah.
so much time just giving it a try that you would have gotten everyone back
Lay
up
on the
before.
hands.
Oh yeah, and freaking Rock
Just
has,
a good solid guaranteed health.
that's
every
like
10
what's
minutes.
every 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Because yeah, you cast it, then you have to spend 10 minutes to gain back your focus point.
Yep. And it's 30 now. Nice.
Alright, because it's scales. Of the heightening and whatnot.
Pretty cool.
And throughout this planning, the welcoming sight of city collapsing from the sins of the council of its former, well, soon to be former rulers, of you waiting for your rewards and resting, enjoying the well-earned rest. In this small moment of peace, well, for us given a peace, Igor, either it's I'm fine how the scene is. I mean, I don't have preference if the scene is like everyone is present or if Igor, like, catches up to each one of you separately and just gives the question in person. But Igor,
There's actually something I wanted Tamir to do while we were waiting for these 2 days. So I'll just have the party fill him in, like whenever he returns from doing his thing. He wants to go see if he can find the people from House Thorn, the slaves that he was with, like among the city. If they are near the Gladiator District, he would go and check that area out, because he's like, well, that's probably where they put their slaves since they weren't at the house. So he's just gonna go and check that area to see if any of them are alive. But we don't have to do that now. We can resolve that later if it's, you know, it's whatever.
Yeah, sure. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it probably wouldn't take your entire downtime, so. Well, unless you just don't want to.
I can be there for this conversation if you want to put it closer to the end of rest. That's also, like, that would make sense. He'd be back by then.
Okay, yeah, then we can do that. So, I take it Timir goes alone.
Unless anyone else specifically wants to go with him, he will just kind of lope off by himself along the rooftops. Just because it's kind of like he's the only one that's emotionally invested in it. It feels weird asking everyone else to come along.
Okay, yeah, that's completely fair enough. The trip, well, by now it takes the expected amount of time, not too long. I believe you have still be based at the armory. Pretty much it's kind of like turned into a forward operating base in preparation for the siege, for the assault on the fortress. So it takes you 10 minutes or even shorter than that to reach the containment walls. The hastily but sturdy looking set of wooden palisades, blockades that separate the quarantined gladiator district from the rest of the city, and even from the outside, and despite the constantly pouring rain, the smell of decay and death and wrongness still emanates and permeates in the air. Without an issue, you either climb over or just jump over whatever obstacle comes your way as you step into the district ravaged by a curse, by a plague of rage. Yeah?
Once he starts going in there, I think he would move stealthily. So should I roll?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm gonna roll that. Literally anything would be better. Thank you. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, one of those like rare instances when literally anything will be better.
Literally anything else would be better.
Okay. Yeah, as you sneakily move in throughout the desolate, damaged, often burned down district, you pass by thousands, then hundreds. Not at the same time, but you very quickly, as you are going through those streets over the rooftops, your eyes, all of your eyes scanning the area, you can easily see that the casualty count from whatever happened here easily reached four digits. And then the closer you get to the arena, the main complex that houses the greatest and most spectacular fights, your gut feeling first, and then the environmental clues that you see along the way pretty much distinctly point this as the centerpiece, the origin point, the origin point of the curse. And as you are looking for someone specific, you can give me a perception.
Yeah.
Alright.
41.
Yes, to add to the stealth bit, maybe the answer would have been different if you spent like literal days traversing every square inch of this place, every dark corner and whatnot. But as you are being led, being this pull towards the center of this curse, you are pretty sure you don't have to hide from anything alive, because you are getting distinct feeling that right this moment in this quarantined area you might be the only living, moving being.
Oh.
But still you feel that might be for the best to not go out openly. But it's more of a, I don't know how you call like Timir's experiences with various like hounds, ghosts, and I mean like mechanical hazards, how they are like described mechanically, that they are not really like enemy you attack and kill, air quotes, but they have like the, you know, mechanics of like hauntings and ghostly
I
apparitions.
think for him, it would more so just be like a sixth sense. Because I don't think he has any like direct feeling with like what a curse is. Like he's never experienced this. So for him, it's just like something has happened here and has left no one. And it's sort of like hairs on the back of the neck. Like his hair is like this very coarse hair with eyes on it at the ends. These little like small pseudo eyes. It's probably like poofed up like a cat that's scared right now, because he's trying to take in as much information as possible, because he's like, there's something horribly wrong about this place. And I think he's also just very worried, because he's like, if they were in there and I am not detecting any traces at all of life signs, then they're probably dead. So as he's like looking through rubble and overcoming obstacles, his hands probably start shaking as he's looking around for any survivors.
Yeah, and with this perception, you start noticing almost instinctually patterns of attackers, defenders, and a few times already on the way you would notice the that the defender pattern suddenly like shifting, like the lines breaking, almost like if the fighting starts shortly after the attackers got to them. like very chaotic line of fight, and you do see some bodies, but definitely to you seem like they were on the like attacking side. Many of them. Well, that was actually weird because at first, the further away from the arena, they were mostly like. There wasn't really a common denominator to them. They looked like a random bunch of people that suddenly just, went trying to claw, to stab, to bite at the others. But the closer you get to the arena, the more you notice that the bodies that were like most likely the initial like attackers, they were the slaves. People with like ripped chains, some of them having like tattoos, the numbers, the same one that Lasego had, but of course different types, but like, the barcodes. And you noticing stuff like they had, some of them were wearing flayed skin. Alright, you also like notice multiple, like plenty of mutilated bodies, and the arena itself is pure bloodbath. It wasn't really full because there were not really like games happening. They were still like in the planning phase, but there were still like quite a few people inside in terms of like people, service
Who work there and
yes,
stuff,
staff workers and whatnot. And definitely like this began here, and I think from the things of interest, Timir definitely finds two things. One, he definitely identifies, obviously not all of them, but manages to locate multiple bodies of slaves that have the like markings, the staple of the House of Thorn. He wouldn't have really much of issue identifying it because I imagine Timir had something similar in the past.
Yep. He probably ripped the skin off of it. It was probably on his back shoulder somewhere.
Yeah. And there's a second thing that Timir notices from some of the bodies, the mutilations and whatnot, which triggers back the memory of what he saw during the during his like whole ritual with Percival Thorn, his nemesis. And the mutilations, how some of the like victims were like flayed, and the attackers, the ones that were enraged, carry out this slaughter. Well, this feels like a handiwork of the one you worship.
Yeah.
At least that's what I
Ashley's
think Timir would gather, but I, of course, now that I think about it,
I think he would recognize it anywhere, considering he had been mutilated himself for so long. I think as he's going through this arena, like the actual arena itself, and he's identifying every once in a while like a corpse that he knows, I feel like his gaze just lingers on them. Some of them he like moves rubble or other bodies off the way so he can see their faces to make sure that they're the people that he thinks they are.
Not a single face is peaceful. All of them died not with fear in their eyes, but with hatred. Their faces snarling, almost like an extreme version of rabies, but without without the foam, but like
Yes.
blood and
Like listless, glazed over eyes.
yeah.
Yeah. I think in the middle of the arena, he just sort of collapses to his knees, realizing that he did this. Like, he killed his own people with his ritual, thinking that he was saving them. And I think for a long while it takes much longer than people would think for him to get back from this arena. When he finally does crawl himself back to the armory, you would all notice that he has flagellated himself with his spike chain like he used to do when you first met him. And he doesn't say anything.
Does Dimir treat his wounds when he does that, or is just like let it bleed kind of situation?
He lets it bleed.
Okay. Kaya will probably just watch as you come back and just not
is-
acknowledge what happened, but stand there.
He'll most likely go and find a roof to sit on, rather than sit with everyone else like he was before.
I think Menagerie is here. Actually, did anyone of you watched? I don't remember if this was first or second season of American Gods.
I have not seen American Gods.
They basically did like even more assholeish version of like Anansi, which the slaves were like, but if we kill the slavers, the ship will burn, we will all drown. And Anansi's response was, "You are already dead, asshole. At least make your death, death
Useful.
something worthwhile."
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
I think this whole time, Tamir's had this sort of, because he's not. He has like a sort of childlike innocence about him in the sense that he doesn't know a lot of the outside world. He never was given that sort of opportunity to be an adult, or even to be a child at all. He just doesn't really have a concept of a lot of what's outside of, House Thorn and being a slave. So I think this is like a very rude awakening for him, of like, everything has its cost. Evil gods are evil for a reason. And he was sort of living in a fantasy of like, I can lead my people to freedom. And it just came crashing down for him.
There, earn their freedom in the at least. I think Timir in this moment like starts. This will be the moment when he starts learning about the monkey paw.
Yeah, exactly. Like someone who's never ever heard of like the concept of,
Consequences.
don't wish for everything because you don't know what you're wishing for. So.
All of us are puppets.
He just traded out one puppet master for a different one.
All right. Okay, so of course now the all answer that Timur may give or not give at all will be different. but basically, again, it's either individually or together, but Igor pretty much will ask the same thing. Um, if masters will forgive Igor's rudeness, as Igor's reward is through service, and service it is own reward, but
Pay me, motherfuckers.
Igor's is Igor's curious to see what masters are planning for when this great work will be done, and if masters have any idea what our ruler, deep, and our master that we all serve. Well, yes, out of character. I know I'm making a like, at least in one case, I'm making a shortcut. But we all serve in the same goal. To what you might ask for, or perhaps what masters will be offered as a reward for their great service.
What a question to ask to me right now.
Yeah.
What do you want from your god after the mission? He looks at my boy. He has 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, mind you.
I was not
yeah, I mean,
anything.
for what, like, Igor is like again simplified view of like we all serve the deep one, not really like clocking in on the like
Nuances, yeah.
nuances that like Timir has his own like deity.
I am a servant of the world.
Not
Earth
cool.
itself. I was not given a benefit other than being here to continue my prophecy.
Around the world and have fun doing it, I think.
I get to go home.
It's like, what's your plan after work? More work?
So we've got wants to go home, is just gonna end up continuing existing, and more work. Wonderful.
Hey, they say do what you love. And I love drowning people.
Go
There's a
on,
job out
pirate
there for
adventures with the
everyone.
Kraken.
I mean, to be fair, in Rak's case, Rak did see a glimpse of
Yeah.
what awaits in the future. He might be more competent Farquaad.
That's not a very high bar, though. Farquaad's like the bars in hell. You know? Like,
Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
yeah, Timmy's like, I want to not be here anymore. I fucking hate it here now, actually. And I hate all of you. And I don't want to fucking be here anymore. I'm done with my cool field trip. I want to go home now. Like,
The field trip that hurts you.
yeah. Field trip that gives you trauma.
I want off Mr. Bones' wild ride.
I want to go back home to the Mwangi expanse. Get me out of here.
I mean, honestly, Igor would have like a, in character response to like, I wanna go home. Like, Igor is sure that for this service, the Deep One will, well, it will be loath to lose such a strong individual. Igor knows what he wants to say. It's DM that
You're fine.
is
You're fine.
looking. Yes, he would love to lose the individual. But Igor is sure that Master Timir, as all the other masters, are valued for the work they've done, and if the freedom, true freedom, to have Master Soul unshackled from the grip of our master, I have faith. Igor has faith that the Deep One will agree.
Are we like all sort of like in the same space when Igor is saying this? Like maybe like I'm on my little roof perch, and then y'all are like below me, and Igor's there.
We
And we have this scenario in my mind.
We can go that
Manifest.
again. As I mentioned, like I don't have like a specific preference for like.
Ruck is like sitting on the edge of a balcony.
Like Lord Farquaad. Like looking down on his peasants
I
like,
am-
from his little balcony.
I am a squid. Not a squid. Oh God, I call
I am
myself a
Squid
squid. That's
Kid.
horrible. No, I'm not a squid. I'm an octopus. I call myself a squid. This is horrible. Anyways,
Octopus kids in the Squid Kid gang.
yes, but
pretty
I'm
sure
not a
there
squid.
are.
I'm an octopus.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so an octoid.
Okay.
Anyways,
Octo Kid.
I am an octopus. Probably the same size as Ruckus, and I stand beside him on the balcony.
Okay, I'm gonna assume Igor's like up there with you guys too. And then Tamir's like below you guys on that rooftop that the balcony's overlooking. And as Igor says, like, I'm sure that like Master Tamir will be free from these chains and be allowed to be out. Tamir's just kind of like looking at his legs as he sort of like kicks them a little bit off the roof. Just like watching them dangle and look at the ground below. And he just says, "My name isn't Tamir. You don't have to call me that." My real name's Wanangwa. Doesn't matter anymore.
Sir, this is not funny anymore. I look at God. I was making a joke. I exit octopus form to my normal Jawa form. And just softly, I just say, what do you need us to do?
I don't need you to do anything. It's not like we serve the same god anyway.
That doesn't mean that we're not willing to help. Or do what we can.
You can't help the dead.
I beg to differ.
He'll say, the ritual that I completed. I was so excited. It's the first time I'd ever felt the presence of my god in my life. Every slave in the gladiator district is dead from that ritual.
Not the outcome you expected.
His hands like grip the side of the roof on either side. He shakes his head.
God, I'm sorry. I just so badly wanted to cut the fucking drama with being like God's work in mysterious ways.
I would beat you into the ground.
Ruck would attack you as well.
I know. That's why I didn't say it. That's why I didn't say it in character.
Both the plushie and the horse would fucking attack you.
Holy shit. Oh God. God help me, they're making me into sushi. Okay, wait. Back into character. I will say perhaps well, not much I can change, I suppose.
You just
Go on.
nod.
I am glad you saw them though. As hard as it was. You learn a lot from it.
I think he'll just say, I'll be back later, and then pushes himself off the roof and goes for a run around, like a walk, but much angrier than a normal walk. Power
you mean
walking.
a spread? You mean a spread because you're a horse?
I'm galloping
You are
across
doing
the
the...
A trot.
Wait,
Going
in
for a
the
canter.
Helsinki Bridge that was enthusiastic walk, but here I think it's gonna be like
It's like Winter Soldier on a mission, you know?
angry sad.
Dying is a tiring affair.
You will know, huh? What happens if you die again?
I go back to the waters of the afterlife. Unless I can lift my anchor again. Dying
If you
is a
don't, I'll
weight.
be... If you don't come back, I'll be severely disappointed in you.
It is not nearly as weighty as the world.
I just stare into the distance to like where Timmy escaped, and I just say, "All right, edgy boy." I am not made to make him. I am not made to play serious characters. I am sorry. Forgive me.
I will say, it is a fucking annoying anchor.
Edgy boy.
The weight of the world is considered a deity, but it's not really a deity in itself. It's really just like the equilibrium of the world.
It's a fucking wolf. This is Rook.
Meanwhile, the tiniest plushie right next to me. I will burn the world. Just look, it's a fucking Care Bear.
I will carry the weight of the world in my hands.
This is me.
Literally
near
a
Brock.
foot tall.
Probably only Lorak and I would notice that Igor looks for a moment confused as Timur just first mentioned that they serve a different god and walks off. He puts like a finger to his like eye level, like, and you see like a few like gears clicking inside his head. Like, oh, Igor sees now. Oh dear, that's unfortunate.
Oh no.
The horse will need some time.
I'm putting that as my Discord status. Horse will need some. Excellent. There we go.
Nice. Okay,
I like how
so
each of our characters can be referred to as the and then thing, like
X
the
thing
horse,
that
the
they are,
plushie,
yeah.
the octopus.
Yeah. It's great.
okay, so I do have a question before I jump into the pretty much doing the like air quotes War Council with Bulldog, Igor, and all of you reconvened to begin the softening up part for the fortress. Does any one of you wants or requires any specific scene, preparation stuff, kind of like what Timir did, or are you good for now? Looking at
I
Kai
think
and Rak.
Ruck's just gonna do some general like preparing the city to welcome more nature into it. As much as he can, really.
All right. Yeah, it's more likely more of a planning because you don't really have like the nature magic.
Yeah. It's like having a piece of chalk and like lining out places to put trees.
He's landscaping. He's doing his landscape concept art.
Yeah.
He's like doing the little builder, like architect planning of the city. He's like, okay, so it would look really
Alright, I
nice if
can-
we had some trees over here.
We should at least line this building with bushes. Does this place not have a central park?
I mean,
Or-
it doesn't have like a central park, but it has like one or two sections that
Yeah.
can consider. I mean, I would argue that Founders Park can be considered central park.
Fair enough. Yeah, he's probably gonna seek to add a couple more.
I mean, with the amount of destruction that was brought, yeah, the
It won't be
nature,
that hard.
nature will have an easier way of like getting in.
Yeah. Perhaps a couple of houses with grass roofs. Just like that's just what he's doing.
Um, actually, I have a question to JP, to Kaya. Because I had an idea, but I thought about it, and I'm gonna ask you a question. With Johnny and his martial artist being aligned to you, like properly, serving you and throwing their lot with the cult of true believers. Are there any visual changes to them to make them see like more,
Of the cult.
yeah, more like
Okay.
water aligned? Because I was
The
thinking like
funny-
they're getting like gills, but I don't know, maybe you have like better ideas.
Okay, the really stupid part of me wants them to be the exact same, but they just, instead of ears, they have like tiny little like fins. Everything's the same except they have little tiny fins. But the other part of me knows that it's that way too stupid, and I want it to look cooler, right? And since we're not hiding anymore and we're in an active war, I would like that each of them starts to like have more like marine animal features. So maybe one of them start growing like shark fins. Some other look like more like merman, things like that.
Fisherman from One Piece.
Yes.
True.
Then yeah, I'm.
And I want, however,
Yeah.
I want Johnny to look the same, but under his hat, he has a little fin on top of his head that he hides with the hat. That's it.
I was thinking like the like speckles of fish scales. That some things do.
I mean, honestly, I have no idea how hard the like scales of a fish can be. But yeah, I'm fine with that idea. So yeah, he hides a scale, not a scale, fin on his the top of his head, while the others, the followers, start exhibiting more aquatic life features, turning into more of a motley bunch. Even before they're gonna be doing their own like fisherman karate.
Pretty boy Johnny gets to stay pretty boy.
Now he's silly boy Johnny.
Life has many doors, fish boy. Right. Yeah, so pretty TLDR, they mostly Johnny and his group pretty much are either practicing their like martial arts, or more often being a bodyguard squad for Kaya, if needed, if required, if requested. I'll be segueing to that. During final council planning before the assault on the fortress begins, one of the first ideas that is thrown out, and that Johnny declares that's it's not entirely cool, man. Eyeing the orc, and the orc but perhaps not. But to my understanding, this Kaya has spent some time crafting an undercover persona, and it is now known that the remaining defenders, or those that are stubbornly loyal to the council, are letting some people in, mostly nobles, but still. I believe if we want to have a chance to free the Arboreals from the Council's control, before we throw our forces into the meat grinder, Miss Kaya has... it's one of the two best chances for us to achieve that.
Hell yeah, I'm appreciated.
Of course, regular stealth is also on the table, and he would look at Recluse. I'm gonna say, like, for the time being, Recluse is like taking very long, like, nap, like cold bath nap.
Fish
We put the fish on
brumation.
ice.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he will be looking at Recluse, but also at Mir. It's also on the table, but it is also understood that there will be protections and many eyes on that place. Or, of course, you can decide that we will forgo any infiltration and just use other talents for assault. We have ropes, and he nods towards Timir. People that are good with climbing. I believe one of you worked out a charge to breach the wall.
Recluse and I can infiltrate, and we can set up charges and ropes for the rest of you as well.
I can always
Might as well.
infiltrate.
Very easily climb.
There you are. Apparently he can climb now. He looks at Rug.
Apparently he can climb now.
Apparently he can climb now.
I can. It was a very recent development.
That's great. We might as well cover all of our bases.
The best way to have a battle is to expend as little energy and resources as possible while making them expend as much as possible.
The hour of victory draws near, but it's for the best not to become overconfident.
I believe subterfuge would be the best stop.
My current belief is that as long as the Arboreals remain standing and working for the Council, they will be hesitant to deploy royal guards in the field. And he gives like a half shrug. On the other hand, when the chaos breaks out, the fighting begins in the courtyard as our forces, assuming all of your vectors of attack are successful, Who knows, they might decide to attack as well. Then we will move to intercept, occupying them, and preferably keeping them down, while you, he looks at the party, will move in swiftly towards the he looks down at the, let's just say on the table there's the freshly drawn map based off the blueprints that you received from the merchant as a reward. Well, from the blueprints we cannot exactly say where the controlling device would be, but we can tell 2 other locations, and then he points, of course both of them are deeper into the fortress. One of them doesn't really have any, like, it's like interior room, as in it doesn't have any windows on the outside, and it's marked as the council chambers, the council chamber. While the other is marked as like air quotes throne room, even though there isn't really like actual king of this place. But it was understood that it's treated as a, like, if there's any sort of like official delegation, if there was official delegation to the city, then it was like more of a, fuck, what's the word I'm looking for? It was like a nice, majestic room that, through its riches, gave proper respect to a visiting official / royal, if it was ever needed.
Would be a funny place to make a dramatic entrance.
We should blow up the roof.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then like Mission Impossible, like ropes descend from like an unknown helicopter.
I don't
and
even
then
need a rope. I can just jump.
I mean, I could also jump, but the ropes would be funny. You know, it'd be for comedic effect. Ropes come down from a helicopter that doesn't exist in this time zone, like in this time period, and we like zip down. No, there's no way they would have some sort of magical barrier or some bullshit.
You don't know.
We should do the thing where we like attach a rope to the roof and then like swing from the rope into a window and like smash it, and that's cool.
Oh yeah.
We should do that, and then like we somersault roll, you know. Very cool style. Yeah. I like to imagine that the other two are like everyone else is like actually talking about how to infiltrate, and then me and Rock are just being like, I think this would be really cool if we did this.
Exactly. We're doing our own side conversation.
Yeah, we're like, I think these are my goals for today's mission, and it's like do a cool flip, break a window.
Oh, those are good. Those are good.
Yeah. And then it's like throw a guy off a balcony. Those are Tamir's like top 3.
Yeah, that's got to be the finisher.
Yeah.
I should also note that while you were taking a well-deserved rest, I explored an idea, and I reached out to the officer that's in charge of Port Bastion. aka the second most defended place. And it seems like the grip that the council had on everyone in the city is less than stellar, and many are beginning to see how the wind is shifting. Not all of them, but the officer in question with about half of his garrison when we give signal, he will begin moving towards us. And depending on your plans, we can either play it off that he's coming to flank us, which might pull the garrison of fortress into committing, and then we basically counter ambush them, or they just flat out join the siege. Bulldog believes that they will be bringing a few cannons, less than 5, but a few.
Very devious. Nice.
Nice. Nice.
I like how the other guy was just like, yeah, this is the lesser of two evils. Let's just side with the cultists for now. Fuck this shit.
There are... I will not claim to
bet
be
on the
particularly
winning horse.
experienced in all ways of life, but from where I'm standing, it seems like there are 2 things that you can count most on to convince other to your cause. Either money or continued existence.
Usually a powerful
Those
motivator.
two do tend to do quite a lot of the pulling.
And speaking of life, this is like less in character, but I do believe that I think that is called EP point. That Kaya.
EP point. I'm always on the EP point. Sorry. That snapped me back to
time.
reality.
I walked on into this myself. I was like aware when I was started saying this. I'm just fucking forgetting like what was the name of it, like EP or LP.
It's epic points, I think.
Not epic.
Or
There was like this like preparation point. JP, you know what I'm talking about? The plague.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry.
like
Yes.
the epicenter?
No, not the curse, not the arena. Kaya introduced like a sickness
Yes.
into the population,
The plague.
which was like the running in the background because we decided that how it works mechanically is that at any point Kaya JP makes a roll, then they can decide to use that point to boost the success level by 1. So you can, for example, you can turn success into critical success. So for example, like when Kaya makes a roll, if Kaya decides to like do the undercover infiltration and does the roll for like fucking hell, I don't know which
Infiltrating?
skill, like bluff, diplomacy, like more like along the signs of like bluffing, disguising, etc. Can use that point to boost it, and then in character it's ideal explanation of like, yeah, because they allowed more people in, even if we are talking about nobles, bourgeoisie and whatnot, some of them were sick and the plague got inside. So having access to a healer, medic, one that has maybe not long but has some story, and maybe some of the survivors in the fortress would recognize Kaya as in her undercover persona. That enhances the deception. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Essentially, you
it's-
make the check like easier or get a bonus to it.
I mean, not like easier. It just, even if like I said DC, Kaya rolls, and even if it's a fail, spent this point, fail is turned into success.
Yeah.
And then success, if it's success is rolled, then turned into critical success, etc.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah.
So yeah, so honestly, the only like main question is that if you want to like do this sneaky beaky potential thing or try to brute force it.
I wanna infiltrate. I like doing stupid shit.
I think.
Please,
yeah,
I look at my
think we
team.
do-
Please,
I think
please.
we infiltrate.
let me infiltrate, and then you can sneak in.
Okay.
Am I going to have to wear that ridiculous costume again?
I'm gonna
Do you
infiltrate.
want to?
And I will say like Johnny is also present unless you would have like any reason to bar him from this. And
No.
to that,
Get
Johnny
him
like
in there.
gives like a small bow to Kaya. Well, my lady, and then he like, milady tips his hat, like, I am of course perfectly willing to be a bodyguard, and compared to all of my other boys, I think I can still not arouse any suspicion. As long as I keep my hat on, but trust me, Lady Kaya, and then he winks, says, the hat always stays on.
Of course.
Excellent.
Yes, I want him as my bodyguard / escort for this infiltration. We shall go in through the front door and treat the wounded and the sick. Bring me your sick and your wounded. And I'm gonna just try to win favor with the higher ups,
Okay.
I guess, or at least with the general populace. So when the nobles attack me, then the populace is like, no, she healed us. She's fucking cool, and then they fight for me.
Yeah.
This is all of this is in character. Kaya is just like daydreaming right now.
Okay. Okay.
That's a
So,
lovely story.
and if I'm hearing Derp right, then Derp, are you planning Rak to be like also disguised as like a regular doll to be
Yeah,
carried
like
by?
we've done before.
Yeah. So with Kaya and with Rak
Because
and
my performance is better than my stealth, for sure.
yeah, that's a fair point. So TLDR, Kaya with Johnny and Rak as like undercover infiltration going through the front door, while Timir and Recluse will be doing like scaling the walls, sneaky, beaky, trying to find weak spots, but probably holding off from like physical hostile actions until the word is given to like start.
Yeah. We're skulking.
Yeah, scoping the area.
How high are the ceilings?
I mean, this is a really nice place, so they're probably pretty high.
Yeah. Plus, you do not immediately go inside the actual fortress. It's like a proper keep sort of thing. Like you pass the initial walls. There's like a whole massive courtyard. That is filled with at least several like tents or like makeshift places of like residents living, like sleeping bags and whatnot. Okay, so let's see how well Kaya does in her undercover role. There's not really that many like commoners, but as I said, like bourgeoisie, like middle classes, like not full proper nobility, but people that had more money. Whatnot. Yeah.
So
Yeah, because
what do
getting
you...
in, I'm gonna say like getting actually in will not be a matter of a role, but to see how quickly and how well you can establish yourself like inside, so you are not constantly being watched with suspicion.
Could I use medicine for that?
You know what? Yeah, to actually show that. Oh yes, I am a healer. Like, see how
I
well
am
I
a
can
healer, yeah.
treat those people.
All right.
Can I use performance to give the help?
That's a pretty good roll.
Since
You know what?
the whole thing is that I'm acting as like a living doll animated to be their helper.
Oh, like a little doll bringing me bandages and shit. That's cute as fuck.
Yeah. We've done it before.
Sure.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
just like it.
Okay. Oh no, I've got that glitch again. I can't see rolls.
You rolled 33.
Oh, nice.
So that's
Hell
an
yeah.
8. I just
We're so good at this.
need to freaking remember like 8 is result would be count. Okay, rack is are you master of performance? No, you are trained with performance. Okay. But you know what, yeah, but plus 2, that's 30, gives plus 2 bonus, so 39 total, then yeah. Kaya in her like undercover persona gets to work and starts handling cases left, right and center. People that, well, were hit with the plague of hers, some of them injured from regular fighting. And I'm gonna say to not that you still have it like potentially to be used at a later point in time. Pretty much by working on them directly, you can Kaya is able to do, if she wants to, the thing that she cures air quotes those that are like sick, not like injured but sick from her thing. But essentially she like puts it on like a sleeper mode, and if need be, like she'll be able to like reactivate it.
Okay.
Basically to explain it that why this point would still be in play like further down the line.
Okay.
Because with a 39 we already got critical success, so there's not much really point of spending that point right now on this.
I am planning that, like that idea of at least getting part of the guards to, you know, see the corruption of these motherfuckers, you know, and join us. Could I potentially use a point for that?
Okay.
Maybe not right now if you don't want to, but
no, I'm fine with that. However, I would like to combine that with a roll for diplomacy.
all right. Where's my diplomacy? Diplomacy. Are you sure? Are you sure? Can it be society instead?
Mm. Okay, I'll allow society, but I will have to adjust DC.
Okay.
Because I'm
We
speaking
still
like,
have a hero point, right?
because the yeah, you actually like we started you start with one, and then we played for like more than an hour, so second one.
Okay,
came
well, that's
in.
it. Okay. It's gonna be shit, and it's gonna be so funny. I'm gonna get
We're coming
executed
up
on
on
the
like a
spot.
couple hours now.
Okay, wait, that's not that bad.
Okay. S- Exactly on the money. As you are able to inconspicuously just seep doubt, which is not that super hard considering there's the morale amongst the, let's just say, not commoners but like common populace, like those that were freshly allowed in, is not the best. After all, for the past month, the council has maintained that everything is fine, nothing is wrong, and don't worry about it. And then suddenly, in the span of 2 weeks, half of the city is drowned. Almost entire district has been fucking purged with fire and zombie virus. And it's all like rainy misery and all of that, so it only takes a few subtle nudges over the course of some hours to start sowing seeds of doubt and seeing those seeds sprout into loathing to the council, desire to find a way out, to survive and not to pay for the mistakes that are not their own. Mind you, it's... the seed doesn't hold into everyone. But when shit goes down, there will be, looking from the perspective of the council, there will be like 2 or 3 dozen turncloaks / traitors.
Oh, that's pretty fucking good.
Nice. Deserters.
I think that's actually success. Life in the sea is better
Mind
than
you.
a life in capitalism.
Mind you, that's probably not approaching or like barely like... No, that's probably like below like 1/4 of the entire security
However,
of the
we
fortress,
have
but
an
still
army
it's...
outside,
Yeah, you have like more assets outside.
and I feel powerful.
At the same
And that's
time-
enough.
Actually, we can boost that because at 27, that's not a critical success. That's just like right on the money when it comes to DC. So if you want to boost that, then
No, I think I did pretty good. I have a question.
yeah.
This fate point, right? This like thing point that I can use. Could I potentially use it in any kind during combat? Like, let's say I make the guards that are attacking us suddenly like feel violently ill.
Yeah, if
Or
you
is
can,
it- it has to be-
if you can explain it, like if it makes sense in narration in universe that why this thing actually helps you in this situation, then yeah, you can use it. But
Okay, I have an idea.
You have, it has to be, yeah.
I have an idea. I'll save it Uh, I'll save it for next time. I have a
Okay.
plan.
In the meantime, because I have one
Why
thing
draw?
for Vanangua,
Wanangwa.
Wanangua. Yeah, because scoping the place out from the higher ground, it makes more sense to give Timir that roll. So we can roll either perception or society.
Ah, perception only, I think. Society? I don't know what that is.
No, I don't think you. No, you should reward that.
You're fucking so true.
Yeah, that's right.
There
Yeah,
we go.
better.
Here, I'll put it.
Okay.
Okay.
It is sounded out as exactly how it is spelled.
Okay. Yeah.
Wanangua. Okay, so Timir might not be someone that we would call a math demon.
No,
and,
but Golema do have an uncanny sense of being able to count a lot of things at once
yes,
because of their many eyes. So
yes, and like scoping out, obviously, like security measures, some hazards, runes on the walls, protective runes, sentry archers, etc., etc., etc. There's one other thing that piques your not interest. That's not the word I'm looking for.
sort of
That you take a note.
draws attention.
Yeah, draws
Yeah.
attention. You take a note of it. Like comparing. Sure, the courtyard still has plenty of tents, and it seems like there's like more people were brought in and allowed in. But it's not overcrowded. And comparing that with the reports, what Bulldog was saying, you expected to see a few more people inside. There is a visible discrepancy in numbers. And actually, yeah, even for like extra bit, like observing for a bit, because sure, it takes Kaya like a few hours to like work her magic. So you also have like time to like observe and like pick up details. To add to that, you do notice like you observe like I don't know, like an item, like a bottle, like belongings of someone. They are left untouched for like long period of time. Like they look like items that were just left by someone.
This means like Wananga is looking at this and he's like, maybe they're also making sacrifices to something else.
Soil green is made of people.
Yeah, other people are just suddenly getting drafted weirdly.
They're doing the fucking meat in a can from Warhammer.
And honestly, yeah, one last thing, probably towards the like air quotes ending portion of like when like Kaya is already like doing the final touches of her like finalizing the plague thing, the cure and whatnot, that Timir would Recluse was present, but Timir would note that one of the guards, not the common ones, like the more like not like the full
higher
squad,
up
but like one of
guards.
the royal guard, like looking like distinctively like dangerous and with better armor. They come up to a small group, like 4 or 5 people. Seems to be like um, a family of like a lesser noble. Not looking too filthy rich, but like better off. And like with a short, not even talk, they seem to be like getting ordered to follow the guard, and they just disappear behind one of the heavy, sturdy
Maybe
doors
fucking kidnapping people
into
for
the
the
bowels,
draft.
into the bowels of the fortress.
Okay.
I hate them
Yeah.
more, and now I'm the evil one.
Yeah, and he's like, damn, they'd just be as bad as us, huh?
Yeah, capitalism sucks, huh?
Crazy. He'll report back whenever he
Yes.
meets up with everyone after
Yeah.
The true
scouting.
evil was the capitalism
I'm just
along the
gonna
way.
say the high priest has a plan.
I don't like that.
If
Stop
I
saying those
kill
words.
enough people at once and use their souls, surely a different god who hates the ocean will answer and help me.
Me thinking that he's gonna become a lich.
He might. That'd be pretty fun. I've never been able to fight a lich before in D&D. I've
I
only
never
been able to
won
run
against
it
a
as a
lich, yeah.
DM.
Lich is in Pathfinder. Hold on, Lich is bestiary browser. Let me see. What's the creature level of a Lich? Yeah, regular Lich is creature level 12, so it's within your range. 3 levels higher, which a single creature would make this not an extreme, but like a step lower encounter.
I'll be so real. I don't think Wanongo has ever even heard of the concept of a lich ever existing. So he's just like, they're
Yeah.
summoning a bigger god, so the gods fight. That makes sense.
I'm just gonna say, calling for another god is this idea doesn't have enough hubris and arrogance
Well,
to
so-
what
Why
Wanongo
call
does
upon
not
a
have the
god when I could
intelligence-
become one?
to what the high
Yeah.
priest is planning.
He doesn't have religion training, my boy.
Yeah.
He
I mean,
doesn't know.
I'm saying like out of character. Yeah.
In character, he's like, surely this is what they're doing. Of course, that's not what is happening. Narrator's note, that's not what they're doing. You know?
Like you do have
Except
like
of
you
course.
can grab whatever like conclusions you get. You have like in character like bits of clues of info of like, yeah, the traitor was the main priest of the cult
Yeah.
before the treachery, and the city was sacrificing people like
Yeah,
way
true.
before like the stuff started happening.
You guys ever play Bayonetta 2?
No.
Where she like fights her dad? That's what I feel like is happening. Her dad like leads essentially an order of like scribes that mages that follow heaven, and he's like, I'm gonna become the angel now, and she's like, well, I gotta kill you, dad, and then beats the fuck out of him. You shouldn't act. It's way cooler than that, but that's what I imagine.
Right. Yeah, with the honestly for simplicity of communication, I mean with the roles you had, it's like probably wouldn't be too hard for Timir to for Wanangwa to like slip close by to Kaya, like exchange info, or you could have just like shared the slates of distant letters between the two of you. Although that's
I
only
draw-
once per hour. Although
I
yeah, it's
crudely
still
draw.
2 hours.
The knights dragging a fucking noble into the room. And then he writes in Golema under it, like they're taking people, maybe sacrifices? So you see his kindergarten drawing.
And
MS Paint drawing.
And before we will kickstart shit next week, I would like to do one more roll from Kaya, because she has the only one that has the Arcana.
You know what? Once the city is claimed, Ruck will take back his original name.
That's pretty good.
Okay,
Nice, 35.
so we have 35. When shit goes down, you will have a solid lead, because obviously the device controlling the arboreals has to be magical in nature, and it has to give some sort of like ambient connection between it and what it's controlling. And we are 35. It's harder than you expected, but you have a sense, so to speak. So when shit goes down and you like go loud and begin to venture into the fortress, you will be able to find the device, the one that's keeping arboreals in control, like enslaved, to do the bidding for the council.
Very well.
And that role also leads you to another realization, that this fortress, at least parts of it, has some obscurification. I cannot fucking spell that word. Some non-detection shenanigans happening. Because it's kind of a bit harder. It was a bit harder to like feel
Anti-divination.
that device.
I don't think we are a party that specializes in scrying, so I don't think it would be. I don't think that's a very big deal for us.
There's something else that's going on.
Yeah.
Or at least it causes you. It causes you to think that, okay, if they are doing something with people they take after like Timir shares.
You can just keep calling it to me. You don't have
Timir
to, like-
shares that info. If they are doing anything magical with them, then you do not feel it. So that's something to consider. And I think at this point, with all the vectors set, ropes, charges prepared, potential traitors, deserters recruited inside the walls, all that remains is for the signal to be given. Your allies pouring themselves into combat, you taking out some targets of opportunity along the way as you will be making your way inside the fortress to put an end to the high priest and his treachery.
Murder.
And depending
The
on
ocean demands blood.
yeah, and two things. One, I'm not gonna be doing questions for today's session. Even if we did them, there wouldn't be like level up. I'm pretty damn sure. Yeah, that's how the questions will work out. Two things. Depending on how things work out and how long we will have the next session, we might conclude the campaign on the next session.
Okay.
Which I might try. I will try my best to like do it, because if we don't, then we will have a break, because not next week but 2 weeks from now I'm gonna be off away from home. I think I mentioned it like a while ago, but
Yes.
yeah. So it's either we wrap this up next week, or if we don't, then we're gonna have like a
I'll wait like 2 weeks.
like a week break before we do another session to wrap this up. But we'll see.
Okay.
I will try not to like rush it just because, and we'll see. We'll see how the things will work out. Anyways,
Okay.
probably gonna go to sleep now.
Keep
Good
time.
night.
Take care.
So,
Rest
Thank you for
well.
session.
So, yeah,
Thank you for session.
Thank
Goodbye,
you.
everyone.
yeah,
Take
bye.
care.